There are times in life when everything seems normal. You get up, do what you have to do, talk to those who need, smile when expected, but inside something is not at peace. It's like there is an invisible chain pulling you down just the moment you try to move forward. You try to keep control, but the mind insists on sabotaging you with old memories, worries that haven't even happened yet, charges that no one sees, but you feel every day, and the prison forms. A prison without grids, without walls, but with a relentless jailer, his own thoughts. You may never have said that out loud, but he feels that he is tired of living dominated by emotions that cannot control, expectations that empty you, for noise that nullify who you really are. You want peace, but not any peace. Wants the peace of those who are free inside, of those who do not need to prove anything. From those who have silence, focus, and power, even when the world outside screams. What if I told you that this freedom is already within you, that what holds you down, it's not the world, it's not the other, it's not the past, it's just the way your mind has been trained to react. In this video, guided by Ralph Waldo Emerson's deep ideas, you will find that true control does not come from strength, but from consciousness. That the mind, when dominated, not only silences chaos, it reveals the way. And today, step by step, you will learn how to break these invisible currents and become free from everything that empties you, limits you, holds you, because you were not born to live inside a mental cell. You were born to be whole. You were born to be free. If this resonated with you, subscribe to the channel. Here, each video is an invitation to silence, inner strength, and freedom that is born only when you learn to dominate yourself. The renowned philosopher Ralph Waldo Emerson wrote, "Once a person becomes what he thinks all day long." This simple statement contains revolutionary wisdom on the nature of human consciousness and our ability to self-determination. For Emerson, the mind was not just a passive receiver of experiences, but the active creator of our inner reality and, by extension, our external circumstances. Think about it for a moment. Your thoughts are not just random mental conversations floating through your consciousness. They are the blocks of building their reality, the architects of their emotional state, and the directors of their daily experience. When your thoughts are scattered, anxious, or reactive, your whole life becomes an extension of this mental chaos. You get stuck not by external circumstances, but by the very standards of thinking that you have adopted unconsciously. Emerson's insight reveals something deep about the nature of his own freedom. True liberation is not something you gain through conquest or acquire through external validation. It's something you recognize and claim to understand the power you already have. His freedom has always been there, hidden under layers of social conditioning, inherited fears, and the constant noise of modern life. Consider how often you react to situations based on old programming, not conscious choice. When someone criticizes you, do you automatically defend yourself or take a break to consider if your words have merit? When facing a challenge, do you immediately assume a failure or approach with curiosity and openness? These automatic answers are the bars of your mental prison, created through years of unconscious thinking patterns. The beautiful truth is that these mental chains are not permanent accessories. They are simply thought habits that can be examined, questioned, and finally transformed. Your mind is incredibly plastic and adaptable, capable of reconnecting when you consciously direct your attention. This is where the true work of mental freedom begins. Now, let's explore practical strategies that can help you recover your mental sovereignty and break free from self-imposed limitations. These are not abstract concepts, but concrete practices that you can immediately implement to start turning your relationship with your own mind. Before we start, write in the comments now, "I am greater than what holds me." If you have the courage, also say what you have been trying to control you. This may be your turn. First, let's master the power of your first thought every day. The moment you wake up is crucial because your mind is in a state of transition between sleep and full consciousness. Instead of getting your phone immediately or jumping out of the day's worries, create a sacred break. Consciously breathe and consciously choose an edifying thought or intent for your day. This can be as simple as enjoying breathing, setting a positive intention, or recognizing something you are grateful for. This practice is not about forced positivity or denying reality. It is about assuming conscious control of your state mental before external influences are flooded. When you start the day with intentional thinking, you are settling as director of your mental experience. not as a passive victim of circumstances. This unique practice can dramatically change the trajectory of all day. Then we need to address the automatic thinking patterns that keep you stuck. Throughout the day, observe when critical or negative thoughts arise. This may seem like a severe self-judgment, catastrophic predictions about the future, or reproduction of painful memories of the past. Instead of believing automatically in these thoughts, create a break. Ask yourself, is this thought useful? Is it based on facts or fears? What would I say to an intimate friend experiencing this same thought? When you identify a standard of useless thinking, consciously replace it with an affirmation of your strength and ability. This is not a denial, but choosing thoughts that serve their growth and well-being. Remember, you have the power to select which thoughts deserve your attention and energy. One of the most transformative practices involves daily visualization to change your relationship with your own thoughts. Imagine your mind as a vast open sky. Your thoughts are like clouds that pass through this sky, some light and cute, some dark and stormy. The crucial insight is that you are not the clouds. You are heaven itself, the unchanging consciousness that observes all these mental phenomena. When difficult thoughts or emotions arise, instead of completely identifying with them, practice observing them with the same detached curiosity. You can watch real clouds. Observe your texture, your movement, your temporary nature. Just as clouds eventually dissolve or move away, your thoughts and emotions are also temporary visitors in the space of your conscience. This change of perspective is incredibly liberating because it reveals that you do not need to be controlled by all thinking or emotion that arises. You can recognize them without being impressed with them, observe them without judgment, and allow them to pass naturally without resistance. Establish a night ritual for cleaning and mental liberation. Before bed, set aside a few minutes to write down anything that prevented you during the day. This may include regrets, resentments, fears, or negative thoughts that have consumed their energy. Write them down honestly and completely. Then read what you wrote while breathing slowly and deeply. Now comes the powerful part, mentally burning this role. Visualize all limiting thoughts and emotions being consumed by fire, transformed into smoke that dissipates harmlessly into the night air. This symbolic act of liberation helps your subconscious mind to set aside the mental baggage of the day, allowing you to sleep more peacefully and wake up invigorated. This practice creates a clear limit between the past and the present, preventing yesterday's mental debris from contaminating tomorrow's possibilities. It is a way of consciously choosing the mental content you take forward and what you leave behind. The transformation of mental prison requires understanding that your thoughts are not facts. Your emotions are not permanent states, and your past experiences need not dictate your future answers. Each moment has a new opportunity to choose your mental state. Direct your attention consciously and respond instead of reacting to the challenges of life. By implementing these practices, you will begin to notice subtle but significant changes in your daily experience. Situations that previously triggered automatic stress responses become opportunities for conscious choice. Relationships improve as you respond from clarity and not reactivity. Challenges become adventures rather than threats. His general sense of personal power and emotional freedom expands naturally. Remember that this is a practice, not a destination. There will be days when old standards reaffirm themselves, when you forget to take a break before reacting, or when negative thoughts seem particularly persistent. This is completely normal and does not represent failure. Every moment of consciousness, every conscious choice of redirecting your thinking, strengthens your ability to mental freedom. The goal is not to eliminate all negative thoughts or difficult emotions. This would not be possible or healthy. The goal is to develop a healthy relationship with your mental content, where you can experience the entire range of human thoughts and emotions without being controlled by them. Think of yourself by learning to navigate the waves of your own conscience rather than being overthrown by them. With practice, you develop balance, skill, and confidence to assemble even the greatest emotional waves with grace and stability. Now I want you to get involved in a powerful view that can help solidify your understanding of mental freedom and your ability to claim it. Close your eyes for a moment, or if you can't do it now, just imagine this scenario as vividly as possible. Imagine yourself in a dark, tight cell. The walls look close and oppressive. The air is obsolete, and you can barely see anything around you. This cell represents all limiting beliefs, negative thinking patterns, and mental restrictions that kept it stuck. Feel the weight of this prison. the sense of helplessness and confinement. Now, slowly, you get up and walk toward what you assume is a locked door. His hand hits the handle, waiting for resistance, hoping to find himself permanently arrested. But when your fingers close around the cold metal, something surprising happens. The door moves. It was never locked. You open the door and immediately received by a soft breeze that carries the fresh air and freedom. Hot sunlight touches your face and you go out to a world of infinite possibilities. The oppressive walls that seemed so solid were really illusions, barriers that existed only in his mind. While you are in this open space, you notice something deep. You have never been really arrested for external circumstances. The arrest was built entirely of its own thoughts, beliefs, and assumptions. And just as you have built these mental walls unconsciously over time, you can choose to consciously overthrow them now. You are not a prisoner of your circumstances, your past, or even your own thoughts. You are the key that unlocks all doors, the architect who can redesign any structure and the open space where all possibilities exist. Your freedom has always been available. You simply needed to recognize and claim it. This visualization is not just a pleasant mental exercise. It is a powerful reminder of its true nature and unlimited potential. Every time you feel imprisoned by circumstances, oppressed by emotions, or controlled by negative thinking, remember this moment of recognition. Remember that the prison door has never been really locked. The journey towards mental freedom is one of the most important adventures you can accomplish. This affects all aspects of your life, from your relationships and career to your health and a sense of general achievement. When you release your mind from limiting standards, you automatically create more space for creativity, joy, authentic connection, and significant contribution to the world. When we arrive together at the end of our exploration, I want to emphasize that what you have learned today is not just information to store for future reference. These insights and practices are invitations for immediate transformation. Your mental freedom begins the moment you decide to claim it, not at a future date where the conditions are perfect. Every time you choose to take a break before reacting, question automatic thinking, or consciously redirect your attention to something constructive, you are exerting your freedom. Every moment of conscience is a victory over unconscious patterns. Every conscious breathing is an act of liberation. The beautiful of mental freedom is that it is completely democratic. No matter what your history is, which mistakes you have made in the past, or which challenges you are facing at the moment, your ability to choose conscious and mental sovereignty is always available, always renewable, and always under your control. If this exploitation of mental freedom has resonated with you, if you have felt this spark of recognition that yes, you have the power to turn your relationship with your own mind, I invite you to subscribe to this channel. We are building a community of individuals committed to inner strength, clarity, and conscious transformation. Leave a comment below with these powerful words. I'm free when you control my mind. This is not just a statement. It is a statement of his intention to live as a conscious director of his mental experience, not his unconscious victim. Together we are creating a space where people can explore the depths of their potential, support each other's growth, and share the tools and ideas that lead to genuine transformation. His journey towards mental freedom not only frees him, but also inspires other people to examine his own mental standards and claim his own sovereignty. Remember, the key to your freedom has always been in your hands. The door of your mental prison has never been locked. Your release begins now, right now, with your next conscious choice. Advance to the light of your own unlimited potential, and find out what becomes possible when you really understand that you are free.